Hi, teammates. I believe Jesus is the lion with the eagle's wings spoken of in Daniel 7, whose wings were plucked for the Gentiles. Mike from Around the World was on the show last night with Paul Begley. They did a show together, and he was talking about Project Blue Book and how it's all like Christians and stuff in that show, the ones who made the show. And I'm not sure if I believe that or not, but that's what he said if I heard him correctly. And then Ariana Grande, only when I do it once real bad, gonna make that stuff last. That's a line taken from her new song called Thank You Next. And I believe it talks about killing people for fame and money and doing sacrifices with like the woman on the beast and stuff like that. That's what she says. If she does it once real bad, then it'll probably be like a sacrifice of a person to get the fame and the money. So this is a breakdown. This is Gematria that I typed in. I typed all that in on Gematria. Mike says Project Blue Book is all Christians. Ariana Grande, only when I do it once real bad. Gonna make that stuff last. You get all these here. I'll zoom in on this. You get all those. So I went to AD 242 and got Plotinus. This is from this one right here. 242. AD 242, Plotinus. When 38, just like Ezekiel 38 war, the big surprise war, he decided to investigate Indian philosophers and also Persian philosophers and joined the army of Gordian III as it marched to Persia. It was a failed campaign, found safety back in Antioch with a struggle. So that's what I believe her song is all about, Ariana Grande. I believe this Plotinus is the karmic, cyclical pattern from back in the day of this Ariana Grande song. And, that's the connection here with the Gematria. God created the world by merging the word with the number, the letter with the number. So, and it makes sense when you look at all this stuff, and it's all cyclical in history. So her song is all about thank you next, like, I'm so thankful for my exes because they all like made me grow and stuff. That's kind of an Indian belief, is that, everything is karma based and that, all your experiences help you grow, whether they were good or bad, you take the good with the bad. It's kind of like yin yang, and the Buddhist and the Hindu are kind of together in that sense that they both believe in that type of stuff. Her song, Thank You Next, is very Hindu based, from my opinion, because I've been looking into all this Hindu stuff, and that's what her song reminds me of. So, and she's trying to get that audience, and because America has sold out to the whole world and, except Islam, and, we're just, throwing our symbolism out to everybody. So, and then in a 1929 essay, E.R. Dodds traced roots of Neo-Platonism to Plotinus. If you go to Jurassic Park, we've got Dodson here, Scene HD, Jurassic Park. If you type that in on YouTube and watch that, it's very telling. And this E.R. Dodds is even mentioned in this article on Plotinus. If you go to the Plotinus Wikipedia page, and the E.R. Dodds represents to me like the Ezekiel 38 war, the big surprise, because, Dodson, he gives the shaving cream kit to, Dennis, and that starts the whole Jurassic Park. The security goes down and all the Jurassic Park animals or dinosaurs escape. So he's kind of like the Obama character, like the big betrayer, man of perdition. And Dodson is the one who sets him up with all that stuff. And they even talk about an 18-minute window. And Revelation 18 talks about, the woman on the beast because it's right after Revelation 17, and it talks about what happens to that great city Babylon that represents the woman on the beast, and that's the 18-minute window. So, excuse me. And then I got Macarius of Egypt from 391 AD. So up here, 391, reverse Frank Baconus. And Macarius of Egypt was very interesting to me. 3 open sarcophagi. Macarius reads from the scroll. He's depicted as a glowing lantern in his face. They would talk like whenever Macarius, he was like a preacher back in the day. And at first he started off smuggling saltpeter across the lands of Egypt, and he learned like the ins and outs of Egypt. And then glowing lantern was what they called his face. It would like glow in the dark. And Spirit of Christ intertwined with Holy Spirit, deemed mystical. That was what he wrote about. Exiled on Nile, exorcised a pagan priest's daughter, and a pregnant woman tells Macarius tells that he's innocent of defiling her when in childbirth. So she finally admitted that. They tried to wreck his reputation by saying that he defiled this pregnant woman. So we just had in the news about that woman who was at that home shelter, and she was pregnant there. And so then I looked at I'll zoom in on all this too. Let me get this here. This is all Hapi, the god from the Nile. Hapi. And these are her hieroglyphs. And I thought that they were very telling. And even the number and the letter, if you look up letter, I believe that equals Leo in the film Departed. Leonardo DiCaprio in the film Departed. That type of character represents the letter. And then the number represents the guy who Matt Damon says, don't dress up like you're going to invade Poland every day. And he was known as a worker, and he worked for Costello